very good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are seeing. And thanks for joining in. Uh, I have for you here Sagar from KIBI Sports as the only FIBA registered basketball agent. And then on women's quota, Shubhangi, sorry. No. On merit, co founder from SportVot, Shubhangi. And we are here to discuss it's unfiltered conversation among friends, and the idea is to discuss about the opportunities in the sports industry. Where are the jobs? What kind of jobs are there? I think many a times we have discussed, but at the end, eventually we have decided, like we have reached on the conclusion that jobs are limited, and there are many more participants. So today's conversation is focused more on why not to flip the table rather than asking the world for a job in the sports industry. Why can't we create, right? So let's focus on the job creation aspect of it rather than asking for jobs. As far as my introduction goes, I run a small community called Breaking Into Sports, which is primarily helping people who want to enter the sports industry in any which way. Having said that, let's start with intros from my right. Shubhangi, please, if you can.
Thank you, Anand. I'm Shubhangi Gupta. I'm one of the co-founders of SportVot. It's a sports tech company, and what we are solving for is how can you capture content and data at grassroots level. And when I say that, it means that even if it's a professional sport, recreational sport, youth sport, or whatever it is, it needs to be telecasted. So that is what we do. It's been 6 years since the company, and today we are at a point that we are covering 350,000 matches, and we have covered 20 countries. We have profiled more than 5 lakh athletes, and all of this happened because of the main tech that we have built, which solves for that kind of cost-efficient streaming. Yeah, so I think that is introduction.
And if you can also share the why behind, like, starting, because I believe that, in the world of startups, there are highs and lows and there are further lows.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, the thing which keeps you going is the why you started something, right? Why you believed in it.
Yeah.
So if you can share that as
Yeah. So me personally, I come from a marketing background. I used to have a very soft space for impact. I always wanted to do something which is not even just making money for myself, but also making money for the community. Impact was always my focus. And back in 2019, when my two co-founders, Yash and Siddhant, they were working on this product where they were trying to solve for data capture for sports. I got in touch with them. I really liked the idea. We started streaming school sports across 52 sports, and we realized the potential for this because a lot of people work for IPL, ISL, PKLs of the world, but there is zero importance given to grassroots, and that really motivated us to keep going and still keep going. I think there's a very small story that I would like to bring is that when we used
well.
to have a YouTube channel called Free Hit Project, where we used to capture a lot of data for IPL players. We used to make report cards. We used to talk about what is going right with the player, what's going wrong. At that time, there was a cricket player for Bangalore who reached out to us saying that अगर आप मेरा ऐसा एक report card बना दोगे तो मुझे अच्छी placement मिल जाएगी. I think
Placement, you mean like
club.
selection
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, selection in a better club, better tournament, or like even a franchise for that matter. So I think that is what triggered the need for this. We did a lot of R&D. We spent 6 months before COVID making the product. We solved for quite a lot of sports. Of course, COVID hit, which was a very bad time for us, but it also made us develop the product in a way that humans also don't have to go on ground. It's just a camera on ground, but the entire production, advertisement, commentary is happening behind the scenes. And that has what made us scaled so far that we are now covering 20 countries, and there is now an official Sport Board Australia as
That's
well.
that's very impressive, and thank you, Subhangi, for sharing that.
Thank you.
And from my right to my left now, Ash has been out of action for last 2 years. That's how he has been introducing himself. So Ash, please share your story, how you have been making impact in the world of basketball, in particular, and sports in general, and more your ventures so far and your plans ahead, and the why as well.
Thank you very much, Anand, for the short introduction and also for what you are creating. My name is Ashok Anjara. I happen to be the only licensed basketball agent in India and entire South Asia. And I don't know whether
That's
I should be
impressive.
saying it proudly or I should be ashamed of it, because nobody else has taken up the mantle after me for the last 7 years. So I barely introduce myself these days unless I'm actually talking to people who this introduction matters. Uh, in terms of what I'm doing, Anand said that I was out of action for 2 years. Yes, I had a unfortunate accident, and I was fully bedridden for 2 years. But I came out as a better, stronger person, and with a newly found vigor to follow my passion for basketball, and hence I have launched Dunk, which is India's only fully dedicated basketball brand.
That's
And
brilliant.
thank you, Anand. And that's what I have been doing, and I will continue to do. And I'm back on my feet doing it again.
That's brilliant,
That's
and I
great.
think
That's great.
you. And there is a very good story you were telling about the name as well. So if you can please share that as well. Why the name Ashok?
Well, I was born on 15th March 1975 in the morning at around 9 a.m. And that's the day India won the only hockey World Cup in its history. They beat Pakistan in Kuala Lumpur, and the person who scored the winning goal, his name was Ashok Kumar. He is the son of legendary Dhyan Chand, and my father himself was a very passionate hockey player. So I was born at 9 a.m. India won the match at 9:30 a.m. and I was named that day later as Ashok after
That's-
Ashok
that's
Kumar,
That's such a
who scored
brilliant
the winning goal. Yeah, so
such a brilliant story. Thank you, and again a very like now we can say sport which is on the margins. Basketball, you are making such a big impact. So thank you for taking the mental on that direction. And from there, the one and only 6 feet 4 inch heavyweight champion Sagar Rai from KIBI Sports. Sagar, please.
Yeah. Hey everyone. So I run a sports company called KIBI Sports. I started this company back in 2020 in the final year of my college, and yeah, like I was not from a sports background. I did engineering, civil engineering from Indraprasth Engineering College, and uh, doing it, taking this load from not coming from a business background family, first generation entrepreneur, being a solo founder. There was a lot of learning in between, a lot of understanding of the business side of sports industry, and a lot of hands-on execution that needed to be done. Try, test, fail, pass. Try, test, fail, pass, and to understand the
A/B
space.
testing, basically. That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
people from the product side of the world call it.
Yeah,
Please.
lot of iterations. Worked with uh, many people in the sports industry on the team building side of thing. Like if I go check out KIBI Sports people on LinkedIn, like I'll find more than 300 plus people there, like who has contributed in building KIBI Sports what it is right now. And kudos to them, everyone who has helped us reach this stage, and uh, we are able to create valuable impact in the life of athlete on daily basis, and create value in the sports industry, Indian sports industry as well. So yeah, looking forward to expanding more, making sports industry more viable to take it up as a profession. That is something that we are doing, targeting at. Yeah.
Oh, that's such a great thing, and again, same as like I love stories, right? That's what make things interesting. So please tell us about the name of KIBI Sports as well.
So KIBI stands for Khelega India, Badhega India. Like amazing story. Why it's I opted as KIBI. So it just came up to me, this idea, this thing came up to me. I was preparing for CDS. मैं मुखर्जी नगर जाता था, UPSC की तैयारी कर रहा था, and मेरी attendance कम थी बहुत. So मैं एक placement drive में college में बैठा, and from there KIBI Sports का idea, the person who was representing his company, he started talking about why he started it, and the reason behind it and all, finding a purpose, why, what and how. So from there this idea came, and after that orientation session of that company, मैं जैसे ही बाहर निकला, I had this thing कि मुझे, now I know what I want to do in life, and I some way I found my purpose, and I know कि क्या problem solve करनी है मुझे. And वहाँ से शाम में मैं अपने फादर को बता रहा हूँ कि मुझे यूपीएससी वगैरह अब नहीं करनी है, एंड सिविल इंजीनियरिंग वगैरह भी नहीं है, एंड आई नो व्हाट आई वांट टू डू. तो उन्हें सब ब्लरी लग रहा था, क्योंकि एज अ किड आप चाहते हो कि आप बहुत कुछ शेयर करते हो कि मुझे एस्ट्रोनॉट बनना है, मुझे साइंटिस्ट बनना है, मुझे ये करना है, वो करना है एंड ऑल. सो उन्होंने बोला ठीक है, मतलब सब तो सुन लिया मैंने, नाम क्या रखोगे, कुछ सोचा है? सो फ्रॉम देयर लाइक इट वाज सो इम्प्रॉम्प्ट. मैंने बोला कीबी रखता हूँ, सो खेलेगा इंडिया बढ़ेगा इंडिया. एंड बोले ये कैसा नाम है, तो दैट वाज लाइक इट. तो कुछ अच्छा देखो, कुछ अपने नाम से रिलेटेड देखो. बट या I took a trademark for it. 6 classes may we are registered, and yeah. So we have a anthem as well. KIBI Sports Khiladi anthem is, it's on Spotify. It's written by me and sung by a friend. And yeah, you can.
Yeah, I think you have shared that in the Breaking Into Sports group as
Yeah.
well, and it was loved by many people.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
yeah, thank you for taking us through that journey of yours as well as the interesting name. So now again, I think in a way, all of you are taking a slightly like जो बोलते हैं ना कि जरा हटके approach, right? It's not the traditional, because see at the end of day, Group M's report on the sports market in India has been a pretty decent one, and they have at least followed it. This was, I think, this year was the 12th edition, and if you go by that, 85 to 90% market is in cricket, right? But all of you have found opportunities outside cricket. So if you can share something about that, and which will help the viewers in understanding that there is real opportunity, real monetary opportunity, where brands can be built, startups can be built outside the cricketing realm as well. And again, having said that, if you can build, take the same solutions to cricketing world as well, like how SportVot and Shubhangi have taken, there is no harm. At the end of the day, it's the biggest revenue generator for the, at least in the Indian sporting market. So Shubhangi, we'll start again from you.
Yeah. So, like I said that when we started SportVot, we started with 52 sports. Cricket was not one of the 52 sports. It was hockey, kabaddi, badminton, table tennis, carom for that matter. There were a lot of sports that we explored. And we did realize that, of course, we can't beat cricket. But I think after cricket, kabaddi is that one sport that we have seen, especially in grassroots market, picking so well. You won't believe हमने life में पहली बार state level kabaddi championship we streamed in December 2022. Our app crashed because we were not prepared for that kind of viewership. We got around 15-16 lakh of views in just one kabaddi event where 25 districts participated, and in fact we also made very good revenue in terms of sponsorship, because that is the kind of impact that sport leaves. It's an indigenous sport. It has great mass appeal. It has combat in place, and I've seen in India especially combat sports working very well.
Yeah.
Wrestling कितने सालों से होती आ रही है अखाड़ों में. There are like a very basic district level wrestling happening, but there is a footfall of more than 5,000 people watching that event. So I feel personally, my opinion, I think more than cricket, combat sports and indigenous sports is one
And
good
even
market.
in, since you have taken the example of wrestling, so it's called, it has multiple names, but from the part of India where I come from, it's called Kusti. Nearby, it's called Dangal in Haryana.
Yeah.
And the football thing you are saying, the village fairs are something where, more than, not only 5,000 the fairs, see, from a football term which we use, there are more than 10,000, 15,000 people who come
Yeah.
and see these kind of events.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So that's, I think, very, very
Very
brilliant
important.
approach.
Yeah, yeah. And it brings the India sentiment. More than anything, if you
Absolutely.
want to sell to an Indian brand, you need to have an Indian sentiment, and no better than combat sports in India.
Fully agreed. And from there, I think Ash was yesterday sharing that out of all sports, basketball is the only one which sells sneakers, right? And sneakers are cool. So from a like not so cool sports right now, although by the way, before saying that, hockey is my first sports and I love it. I just love it.
Mine too.
Yeah.
I
So
really love his sneakers.
oh yeah, sorry, I was not focusing on that. So yeah, so very cool sneakers. So from there, like just take us through the basketball opportunity in India, because I know you have shared a couple of really big numbers on the Breaking Into Sports group as well. So if you can just very quickly take us, like, where is the opportunity really, and in case someone enterprising soul watching this podcast, where they can start.
So before talking about the opportunity of basketball, I'll just dwell on one point that
Please.
the Basketball Federation of India is older than the BCCI.
Oh,
It was formed in the 1930s, and it
brilliant.
was formed in an area in Mumbai called Nagpada, which she knows very well,
Yeah.
which is called the Mecca of basketball.
And sorry to interrupt. In fact, yesterday Joy was here and he mentioned that Nagpada has such a brilliant basketball,
Brilliant.
you can say, culture, right?
Yes, I am a product of Nagpada. The first Arjuna awardee in the history of Indian basketball was from my club. We have produced 27 India international players. Now that area,
That's such a brilliant thing.
yeah, and basketball in that area is a way out for that community, because the only jobs you can find
Yeah.
in that area where education is not that prevalent at the higher level, that sport is for them to keep away from getting into any bad activities, any drugs, any alcohol, etc. And that is also a way out. The ticket, they have to punch their ticket out by getting selected for the state team, where they can get job in the railways, income tax, banks, etc., customs. So starting from there to where the opportunities basketball lies, and as you know, Anand reiterated me that basketball is the only sport that sells sneakers, because nobody I have seen or you have seen or anybody has seen that wears a Roger Federer sneaker to a party,
Yeah.
or a Leo Messi or Ronaldo sneaker. I think even they wear Air Jordans, you know.
That's true.
And Air Jordans, you don't have to have anything to do with basketball, and you will still be wearing a Air Jordan,
Yeah.
you know, because that's one brand that, apart from basketball players, politicians, rappers, actors, you know, students, presidents, they have worn it.
So it's in the popular culture, to put it
Yes.
another way.
Yes. And coming to the opportunity that it presents in India, is that Indian basketball is at its ultimate glorious time right now, because our team is doing sensationally well.
Yeah.
Our 3x3 boys, they went into the FIBA Asia Championship and they went to the quarterfinals, which India has never done before.
Awesome.
Yeah, and Indian senior men's team beat Kazakhstan, you know, after 15 years, the first time we beat them. Like, while in football, our ranking, our spending in football is very high,
Yeah.
and we have our ISL for almost 12 years, I guess now, 11, 12 years.
This is the 12th season.
Yeah. And
yes.
our ranking is going down, our performance is going down, and we are losing to teams like Afghanistan, sadly.
So like last 2-3 years have not been that great.
Yeah.
Like, so again from a I think 173, it came to 90 plus, and now it has slipped to I think around 120 plus.
Correct. And I mean, there's nothing to be happy about it, obviously. It's a shame.
Absolutely.
And at the same time, in the last 3 years, Indian basketball has gone up, and it has not got any recognition or maybe a passing mention. Like, you had Prince Pal Singh from Punjab, 6'10", 6 feet 10 inches for people who don't understand 6'10", literally. 6 feet 10 inches, yeah. So he was selected in the NBA G League in the Ignite team. He went there. Then he played for the Sacramento Kings, which is owned by Vivek Ranadive, who is a Mumbai-born IT millionaire who owns the team, Sacramento Kings, who had come to India in 2019.
And sorry for apologies for my ignorance, but that is what, third level of the tier. Like if we put NBA at the top level, then G League comes
G League is number 2.
number 2. So
Yeah.
it's basically for the football fans,
Yeah.
it's the EFL or the like PL2, which is considered, or La Liga 2 or that kind of setup.
Not really. I'll explain it like this. So
Yeah,
the
please.
G League is nothing but a feeder league
Okay.
that if there is a player, if they find a good player who is a talented player, but they can't put him in the main team, then they get the player, they draft the player, and they keep him in the G League team. They assign him there. So
Okay.
then if there is an injury to the existing team player, they pick the player from there.
So
rather
then,
than signing a new talent.
yeah, so then I think for the advantage of the viewers, I think it's more of what Reliance is trying to do with Reliance Foundation Development League in the last 2 3 years, that the people, the players, because a lot of players don't really get first team opportunity, and the entire region of ISL was to give that kind of opportunity so that there are more and more players who are in national team. And one of the backlash has been that the key positions, which is the striker and the defender, those positions coaches just to win, because at the end of the day everyone wants to win, are the foreign players or the Indian players technicalities or technical area, they are not improving. And I think something like RFDL or the feeder leagues really help in those areas.
Uh, just for a very simple understanding, since we understand cricket analogy very in our sleep, we will
Yeah.
understand cricket analogy. It's like having a India A and B team.
Oh, brilliant.
That's it.
Thank you.
The G League is nothing but a B team, A team of the main league. So right now Indian basketball is at its peak. Our young kids are playing exceptionally well. They are performing at the top level, and for the first time in India, we are going to have a pro basketball league.
That's brilliant.
And I repeat again, basketball is a glamour sport.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, you will rarely see a Hollywood celebrity watching a match, football match, or maybe a tennis match of the top ranked players.
Maybe a Wimbledon,
Wimbledon,
or
yeah.
the likes.
But
US
you
Open,
have the
like.
Los Angeles Lakers and the New York Knicks. You will have always like the Hollywood people sitting right in the front row.
Yeah.
So basketball is a glamour sport, and when the league starts in India, don't be surprised when you see Bollywood actors who have already invested in sports team
I
to have a basketball team as well.
I think when the two NBA teams came down here at the NSCI Dome, almost a similar thing happened and people were there. And can I request the two of you, why don't, since both of you know the Nagpada ecosystem that well, and I think Joe yesterday was mentioning that it is in decline sadly, can you, the two of you, do something about it and create some IP around it or something,
so
or help some existing IP
yeah,
become better?
see, it's my club, it's my home. That's where I learned how to dribble a ball. Okay, I have an identity in basketball because of Nagpada. Nagpada, I owe them. Like,
So
sorry,
please, please.
I am because of them.
Yeah.
They have produced. It's a nursery.
Yeah.
So the problem is that the hiring stopped.
Yeah.
The hiring stopped. So the incentive to continue playing for the players was not, because they come from a lower middle class background where they have to find a living, and majority of the players, like, it was so sad. Once at my place I ordered something on Zomato, and an 8-time national player from Nagpada rang my doorbell, and he was the delivery boy, and I said, Mohsin, tu kya kar raha hai? Arey,
Shit.
Ashok bhai, wait, nahi mere ko dusra delivery. I was like, it sank me. A 8-time national player who has
That's-
represented Maharashtra 3 times. He was in the India camp because there is no recruitment happening.
So that's why I see again. Sorry to interrupt here. See, like, this is something which is heart wrenching, to be honest, and I'm not saying just for the fact of it. And we have seen similar stories, like when every one of us takes immense pride in taking Major Dhyan Chand's name, and the place where I started my hockey journey, the Major Dhyan Chand Hockey Stadium at IIT Roorkee. Everyone remembers him once a day, but he was in tatters financially when he died. Sadly, that's the true story, right? And I think Sagar has been trying to do and he's doing a good job when it comes to bring financial resources. What SportVot is also doing, because once you put something on camera, no one can deny the talent, right? So yes, the government can only recruit so many. There are many reasons because of which the hiring stops. But as entrepreneurs, can we do something for this ecosystem?
No, Anand, in all honesty, and I'm going to be very candid here.
Please,
okay?
please.
We have our limitations in doing, maybe even if we give a couple of them jobs with us, they might not be technically qualified, and we would rather be doing them a mercy by giving them a job in our
No.
industry.
Sorry to
Yeah.
sorry to
No,
interrupt.
I'll finish my
Yeah,
sentence
please,
here.
please.
So the thing is that we have the intention to do something for them. What I had a plan and I also had made a small little strategy paper on it, that the Indian banks like HDFC, Axis Bank, all those private banks, ICICI, etc. What is stopping them from recruiting in the sports quota?
Definitely, see something like that is happening if I remember correctly, because so Imran Bhai, he has played I think either for India or at in hockey, and I play with Sunday Sultans, and it's a club based out of Bandra and the nearby areas, and he 2 years back Pine Labs, which is another like a fintech company, they started recruiting that. I'm saying, see, that's the misconception, and I think Sagar was we were discussing that the misconception is that the startups only recruit one, two, or three. Today, SportsVot of the world or KIBI Sports of the world have at least given opportunity to hundreds and hundreds of people, right? And see, mercy can only be done, or the donation, or the we are not here. We are all of us in some way or form are entrepreneurs, right? And it's about something can only sustain if there is the PNL is in uh, at least in black, or there is a clear path to it being in the black, right? So I'm not saying let's do mercy. See, none of us are here the biggies or the billionaires or millionaires, right? We are also trying, or we are also trying for our financial stability and things like that. But I think even in that, we can give them a relevant job which pays them more than what they are earning while being a delivery
Yeah.
partner.
So I have personally put in about 11 to 12 guys into coaching, basketball coaching jobs with certain schools.
That's such
Yeah.
a brilliant thing to do.
Yeah, and see now again the schools are paying them like 16,000 rupees, okay, and the guy who I have sent to coach there is a four-time national player. I know how much it takes, and Anand, you know how much it takes to get into the national team.
Absolutely. Just on that one point again, I would like to thank one organization. I think I haven't thanked them publicly. I would like to thank Cult Sport, and what they have done brilliantly is that all their sessions, most of them are led by a trainer, right? And I had my first like interaction with the world of cult sport in I think somewhere in 2019 when our I had just transitioned in the sports side of Reliance, and the office was very near. So right now we are sitting in the CK Naidu Hall at CCI in Nariman Point Maker Chamber 4, and very near to that office there was a cult center, and that and I used to love boxing. I learned bits and pieces of boxing there, and the two trainers, very like maybe at that point in time I was somewhere around 24, and they were also in that age group, and they were both national level players. And the brilliant thing with what Cult was doing, I will not disclose the exact numbers, but what you are saying, at least much more than that, and that gives a respectable life, because and identity as well, because they are clean t-shirts, very nice looking sleek t-shirts, coming there interacting, and I'm sure a lot of effort goes in training them in basic communication skills as well. And just to finish that point, I think, see, giving that much opportunity on its own, it's such a brilliant opportunity for them. And last point on this is that I was trying to create a sports tech accelerator with the Mumbai Indians, and one of the 5 areas was upliftment through sports, right? And one of the sub bullets in that was that today all of us talk about this big numbers, 130 billion, this that, right? All of us in a way, if we talk about let's say Olympics being at the pinnacle of the pyramid, our pyramids, to be honest, हम गरीबों की चीखों पे चढ़ के ओलंपिक के सपने देख रहे हैं. I am sorry for using that line, but the garib in this case is the high school teacher, which exactly what Ash said. See, we think of our kids or the future generations going at the Olympic level, but the person who is teaching them is earning, if that person is earning 16, 17, 18,000 rupees, he can't afford a house anywhere near 70 kilometers of South Bombay. that person every day has to come from, let's say, nothing, no disrespect to any place, but he has to come from Virar or somewhere similar, right? And 2 घंटे आने का, 2 घंटे जाने का, घर पे 17,000 18,000 लेके जाओगे, वाइफ आपको रेस्पेक्ट नहीं मिलेगा. सॉरी, दैट्स
और
द
उसके जगह पे वो उसी एरिया में 5 किलोमीटर के रेडियस में वो ओला स्विगी
उबर
जोमेटो करता है, तो वो ज्यादा कमाता है
ज़्यादा कमाता है, राइट?
और घर के अगल बगल में रहता है, सैडली.
Absolutely. And see, there are, and I will request at this point, and there are brilliant, like Sagar was telling me, Sports Gurukul, right? And Machaksi, and the likes of Push Sports. I'll request similar organizations, and I think you have also started something with HV Play. SV Play. Why not start with something called SV Coach, right? Where some of these people in the same facilities during the lean time when people are not coming and playing, why not start after school coaching and things like those, where you can help kids get a great understanding and the basic skills of the sport. At the same time, the technology layer which is already present on your courts can help them in the analytics side of the things, and you can also help these coaches at a massive scale. If you can please take that suggestion. So sorry, Sagar, for keeping you waiting on that side. I'm sure you have many more points to add. So if you can add, where are the opportunities, what are the misconceptions, if you can add, and then I think we will end with after taking 1 or 2 last thoughts.
So I'll give an example. Abhi, like we work with athletes who are competing right now, right? And जिन्होंने खेलना छोड़ दिया है, फिर उनके लिए क्या ऑप्शन है वहाँ पे? Coaching side, या how they can contribute back to the ecosystem is something that we need to work on. And how we support and कितना time लग जाता है उस पे मैं बताता हूँ. So there is a guy, वो यूपी से खेलता है, he played Ranji as well. So he asked me out and reached to me for sponsorship on Instagram. वो अप्रैल से पीछे पड़ा है, अप्रैल 2024. आज उसको जाके किट मिली है हमसे, एंड उसने स्टोरी डाली थैंक यू करके. सो
that's such a brilliant.
हाँ, सो वॉल्यूम कितना बड़ा है, कितने लोग रीच आउट करते हैं, कितने लोग हेल्प मांग रहे हैं, एंड कब किसका नंबर आएगा, कब किसको ब्रांड स्काउट करेगी. एंड इट्स वर्किंग इन वॉल्यूम. लाइक देयर आर एन नंबर ऑफ टैलेंट मैनेजमेंट कंपनीज, बिग नेम्स जो बड़े लेवल पे आर देयर व्हेन यू रीच टू ओलंपिक हाइट्स एंड ऑल to monetize on your name fame. But when you have a set number of audience, maybe 1,000 2,000 watching you, praising you in your near area, जैसे you recognize that नागपड़ा का लड़का, and you know how big is he, how great is he, and you follow him as well, right? So वैसे कितने लोग उस एरिया में कर रहे होंगे, and there are brands जिसको हम टारगेट करते हैं जो वो market देख रही है as a to enter. So it's quite tough and all, and it takes a lot of time, operational work and all. But coming back to competition कितना है, and एक athlete compete करके कितना कमा पा रहा है and all, right? कितनी grassroots leagues, कितने ecosystem support available है अभी हर एक sport में कि athlete life become sustainable or a coach's life become sustainable. So working on that side of thing is somewhere कि हम सबको कुछ ना कुछ करके वहाँ पे there is business, it does not exist now but it does. वहाँ पे opportunity है, बहुत है. सारे लोग स्पोर्ट्स को एक एकेडमी लाइक सब पोडियम पे खड़े होने के लिए नहीं खेलते, राइट?
True.
People are also playing it for fun, to learn a new skill, get fitness. उसके लिए भी n number of audience है that is there कि मैं यार जिम नहीं जाना चाहता, I want to coach under in an academy under some reputed coach or someone जो मेरा technique improve कर सके and all. And sports is fun, right? Gym is not that fun. मतलब वहाँ पे it's discipline, dedication, lifting weights and it's a duty, है ना? But sports is आप socialize करते हो, आप network करते हो, आप हंसते खेलते हो, आपका दिन विन सब कुछ पूरे दिन का स्ट्रेस चले जाता है, एंड इट्स मैजिकल. बी इट फुटबॉल, बी इट स्विमिंग, बी इट क्रिकेट, बैडमिंटन, हॉकी. एंड it's amazing. The essence of it, all sports are different and it's amazing. Like whenever you opt and learn a new sport under someone जो भी आपको sports के साथ introduce करवाया, it's magical. So creating that holistic environment in your vicinity is something that everyone can pick, है ना? इतना बड़ा धंधा नहीं बनेगा जैसे लोग पिकल बॉल को प्रेस कर रहे हैं, but somewhere nearby you will be profitable for sure.
Yeah, so I think even if you can introduce sports to one kid, it will change that kid's life. Like to me, I I honestly say and I mean it that the one thing which I did very well at IIT Roorkee was not the academics, but it was playing hockey. I religiously played every single day for 2.5 to 3 hours, and that is something. And I used to say one thing to my friends, some of whom had started it into boarding schools in class 3 or 4, that भाई तूने शुरू किसी ने कभी भी किया हो, ख़त्म लास्ट में लील करेगा. And I am very serious about that. It's been 10 years since graduating from IIT Roorkee. I still play. I try to play every Sunday with Sunday Sultans or with IIT Bombay kids or something like that. So any last thoughts, Shubhangi, Ash, Sagar, or we can wrap it up.
So last thought are as Anand said, ki getting into sports business, creating opportunities instead of seeking opportunities. Anyone who is experienced in corporate and business, running a D2C company in any capacity, and they are looking to pivot into the sports industry, अगर जॉब के लिए देख रहे हो, मैं बोलूँगा कि मत देखो, it is not that high rewarding. Introduce your skills, understand the sports industry, understand the market. It's open, it's wide open. बहुत जगह है, बहुत लोगों के लिए जगह है. सेम मॉडल एक स्टेट में रेप्लिकेट करोगे, यू विल बी एबल टू डू, like in 5-6 years you will cross 10 CR. And there are a lot of people like me, Anand, Shubhangi, Ash. हम लोग like we are open to actually help support and network. Like industry इतनी छोटी है और इतनी opportunity है. We are open with our network, our contacts, our resources, our understanding, guidance and all, because we all want it to grow and become big. Because if the ecosystem gets big, we also become big. And as sports become more viable option for everyone to get into it and have a amazing journey and experience working or driving the sports industry, ये सब चाहते हैं. Yeah.
Thanks Sagar for that. Ash, any last words?
Yeah, we started with the premise that we need more job creators than job
Absolutely.
seekers. So I am being again very candid here, brutally candid rather, there are no job opportunities as much as you might think, but there are a lot of idea opportunities.
True.
If you have an idea, just pick one sport and find an idea in that sport that you think nobody else is doing.
And you have, even if, sorry to interrupt, even if someone is do it better than them.
Exactly, yes, because never be afraid of competition. A competitor will only make you want to excel better. If somebody is running ahead of you, we would want to run fast and catch up to him and eventually overtake him. So please never be afraid of competition and come up with an original, creative, new idea. There is enough, I think, in your head to come up with something that nobody else has thought of. And even if it's a repetitive idea, it is still an idea.
Absolutely.
Just do it better than the other guy.
And I will just add to that, don't think too much about the idea as well, because even if it is the best idea in the world, 99.9% of it is in the execution. How
Exactly.
you execute.
No idea is good or bad, it's the execution
It's
that
the
is good or bad.
execution,
Yeah.
right? So Subhangi, any
Yeah.
last words?
So I think adding on to what they said, I think from my personal experience, not coming from a sports background, I have seen fintech, food tech, everything. In every industry, if you're picking a position or you're picking a domain, you always have to stick to it. The best beauty of sports that I've seen in the last 6 years is कि आज के तारीख में I'm employing 1,000 people on casual basis every month. Somebody is a commentator, somebody is a broadcaster, somebody is a photographer, somebody is a scorer, or somebody is doing everything. I think one beautiful part of sports is that if at all you want to get into sports and you don't know where to start, you can start from anywhere. You can switch anytime, and it is not that you will be judged, because every single skill set contributes to a larger ecosystem, which is development of sports. So I think, yeah.
So just very small suggestion. I think then at least one number you should definitely put up in the deck is that the number of man hours or women hours or whatever you put it, like number of job hours which you have created,
Yeah.
be it casual, be it full time.
That's a
I
great,
think
great suggestion, Anand.
Yeah.
I think the number of matches which you say or the peak, same peak should also come into
Yeah.
the job hours created
Yeah.
as well. I
So
think
like आज की तारीख में हम बोलते हैं हमने एक दिन में 700 matches is the highest number of
highest,
matches
yeah.
produced in a day, but उसके पीछे I might have employed 500 people to
Absolutely,
achieve that.
absolutely.
That is going to inspire people to be freelancers and continue working
Exactly.
with you on a regular
Yeah.
basis.
Gig economy is something that works very well in sports.
Perfect.
Absolutely, absolutely. So first of all, thank you for sharing your insights, and thank you, Sagar, for pushing all three of us for doing this. And I think even if we are able to nudge a little bit, even a one person who comes on the other side, what I mean by that is from job seeker to job creator. I think our job with this half an hour, 45 minutes, what we have discussed here, will be done. And we are happy to help you in whichever way. If you need help with connections, Sagar is someone who has, I think, stoked everyone's number. Whosoever's numbers in the sports industry, if you feel your number has been leaked, it's via Sagar, right? So that's Sagar for you, right? And yeah, having said that, if you need anything, like if you need any help in the side of funding, see, again, I have stopped personal investment because my pocket is not that full after getting married, right? So the saving rate has gone down, and I've invested quite a bit. So मैं बाकी सबको ज्ञान देता रहता हूँ, डाइवर्सिफाई करो, मैंने खुद ने नहीं किया हुआ. So I am trying to do that now. But
Diversify investment or
investment, nothing else. I am a full supporter of monogamy. So if you you are
no.
coming to that side.
because see, we can only learn from your married experience. हम तीनों कुंवारे.
No. No. So absolutely love that side of things, and the things which many of you are seeing, and the reason I am able to do a lot of it credit goes to Mega as well. She has been a full like crime in partner, or the, you can say, 50-50 partner in the journey I have been having for the last 3 years of married life. So thanks to her as well, and I think she's going to curse me for taking her name, because she is someone who wants to keep a low profile, but still. So again, thanks a lot. And in case some of you have listened so far, please like, share, subscribe. Yes, I have become a typical influencer. So Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.